Today I'm going to go over call transfers on the Trillet platform. So this is the standard Trillet agent. So this is what happens when you create from business. You'll create a agent template. Now this is the default template, and in order to initiate or have the capability to transfers, you have to be aware of two very small things. By default, this agent will refuse transfers to the business. This is because most of these businesses have a receptionist in place because they simply cannot take the call. If they can take the call, they wouldn't need the receptionist. What you want to pay attention to is this particular line. So they know the owner or are calling for non-business reasons, offer to take a message. So you would need to basically read through this and understand when you would allow the user to take a transfer. So if you remove the personal call, if they say, hey, I need to talk to Tom, I'm a close friend of mine, then the transfer will go through. You can see the other reasons that the AI would act as a gatekeeper to prevent the call from happening. So if they're asking for a representative or the owner, inform them the owner is currently with the customer and collect the info for a callback. So for the purpose of this particular demonstration, I'm going to remove this text. I'll have it in here to demonstrate you what happens before and after. But you will only work if you remove one of these texts based on what it is that you want to do. Now, in order to set up a call transfer, you have to go to call handling and then click on transfers. I'm going to delete this so we can start from a clean slate. So I'm going to create a transfer, and I want to quickly go through the types of different transfers that exist on the platform. So in summary, call transfer is your basic standard transfer. The AI stops talking and you immediately transfer the call to the business owner. And one important thing to note is that the caller's ID is what shows up on your screen as the business owner. A warm transfer is a call transfer but with a bit of a description. So for example, when you pick up the phone as the business owner, you would hear the AI say something like, Tom called, he wants to do XYZ. I'm transferring the call now. You can customize what is said on the phone by the AI here in the summary format. And you can also add a timeout message. That is, for example, if the AI tries to ring your phone and you do not pick up, the AI, you can type this message. Let's say, Tom isn't available right now. Sorry. So the AI would then go back to the caller and say, Tom isn't available right now, sorry. And you can either let the AI continue the conversation or end the call right then and there. The DTMF extension is if you're a multi-location business and you need to dial particular keys on the keypad, that's where you enter it as well. So that's warm transfer. And the final one is whisper transfer. Whisper transfer is exactly the same as a warm transfer, but the agent asks you whether you want to take the call. So for example, Tom is calling, do you want to take the call or not? And you can say yes. If so, the agent connects you. If you say no, the agent will make up an excuse and say, hey, Tom isn't available right now. This is especially useful basically if you are, let's say, a real estate business where you want to filter out a lot of tire kickers. Now, for the most part, you will be using cold transfer or warm transfer. I like cold transfer because if you're usually in the situation to take a warm transfer, then you're usually near a phone. And typically a cold transfer is usually enough because your AI already acts as a gatekeeper. So you're already filtering a lot of the numbers. You don't really need to know who it is calling, and you don't want to let the customer wait for too long. So I'm going to set the call transfer. Now the name here is also fairly important. This is typically the description of what the user would say in order to get to you. So for example, let's say my name is Tom or the business owner. And if it's the business owner, then customer have to say, hey, I need to talk to the business owner. And if you want to, just call it the owner, the same. This is like the trigger word for the call transfer to happen. I'm going to quickly put my demo number here, and then I'll press the add transfer button. Now, a lot of people would ask, what if I want to have other terms in the owner? Most of the time, you'll work outside the box. So in the appended skills, you'll be able to see the functionalities the system has by default. And one of them is the call transfer. If you want to expand the vocabulary a user might be able to use, if it's a non-English language, then this is where you add it in. So by way of example, the AI is smart enough to know to transfer to the, if I say, hey, I want to speak to a representative, or I want to transfer to the, can you transfer me to the representative? The AI will transfer to the owner naturally. It has enough awareness to do that. But if you just want to have an extra layer of safety, or if your tests show up with something that didn't work, you can simply say, transfer all calls to the owner, or transfer all support calls to the owner, or transfer all sales calls to the owner. And you can copy this and you can paste it in. That's what you do. And that's essentially how the transfer works. Now let's test this. So I'm going to save and I'm going to publish to production. The reason we have to publish to production is because transfers only work from a real phone call. So in order to connect to a real phone call in Trillet, this will be set up automatically by default, but if it's not, you will pick a particular phone number that is available in your account. You will go to configure. You will then choose an agent. I've already chose the correct agent, which is the agent I'm testing, and I'll save the configuration. I'm going to copy this phone number. So now I'm going to test with a real phone call, but I want to show you guys first that we currently have the call flow gatekeeper enabled, and I want to show you guys what it sounds like quickly. So I'm going to paste the phone number in.
Thank you for calling Grand Hotel Hillfield. How can I help you?
Hey, can you transfer me to the business owner, please? It's really urgent.
Yeah, 1 second. The owner's actually with a customer right now. Can I get your name and number, and I'll have them call you back as soon as they're free?
So obviously that's with this on. Now I'm going to turn it off so that you would actually transfer the call. So I'm going to call it again.
Thank you for calling Grand Hotel Hillfield. How can I help you?
Hey, I have a really important issue. Can you transfer me to the business owner, please?
Yeah, hang on 1 sec. Let me grab them for you. Hi, if you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
So you can see I have the iPhone system turned on, but it's calling my phone. But that's pretty much how it works. So you need to tweak a couple things here to set up to enable call transfers in general, but you have a variety of different phone calls that you're able to use to set up your transfers.